Some essays get you an A or maybe even a pat on the back, but mine got me chosen by Barack Obama's team to ask him a question in front of potentially millions. It all started with High School Insider. It's kind of like a student led LA Times. I was never even sure why I really applied, but I knew I liked writing, but I didn't think I was going to get in. So I just kind of applied anyways, and I ended up getting in. And our first project was to write a hypothetical message to the next president. I chose to write about how facts become politicized and how that divides us. I wrote this piece in October 2020, and it even got me recognized by my school district, but the best was yet to come. In April 2021, I got an email from Molly Heber, the project lead for High School Insider, and she was telling me she wanted me to meet Donna Wars, the book club editor of the LA Times, to discuss some sort of secret meeting that I couldn't tell anybody about. We all got into a Zoom call when I was given a bit of background about the entire situation and getting sworn to secrecy, like they were telling me I couldn't tell anybody. I was told that the message to my next president articles were actually like used as like a baseline example for like student writers, and those articles were given to Obama's team to choose from, and I was one of the students picked. There was two.
And President Barack Obama's team chose you as one of the students to ask a question at our book club event.
So yeah, out of two students, I was one of the ones chosen, and it was based off of something I wrote like almost half a year ago. It's kind of crazy, and it's like I was in shock, and I still kind of am. Like it's like a crazy experience that nobody really thinks is gonna happen to them. Like it's kind of like a wild fantasy, you know? And among all this, I couldn't tell anybody. I could only tell my parents. Nobody else could know. Like I couldn't tell them anything, and it was like crazy because it's just like this is such an amazing thing, and I want to tell everybody, but I can't tell them until the event airs or like an hour after it airs. What I was told to do was come up with a list of questions for Obama, so we kind of like pick one or two good ones to just like focus it. And so when we were all able to meet up and just go over the questions and discuss everything, we kind of wrote a little script and a bio around the questions. After that, we scheduled a time for me to tape the questions, like me asking it, because it was all like pre-recorded. I was pre-recorded. And finally it was like happening. We were shooting and I was messing up so much. It was like terrible. They're like, oh, it's okay, we understand. But I felt awful. I just got out of like the recording meeting. I still have everything like set up and stuff. This is so cool. And they're saying they want to like bring me in like when COVID and stuff like kind of clears up. They want to bring me into the LA Times office and like give me a personal tour. And she was saying that she went on my Instagram and saw like the little videos I made, and she thought it was really cool and stuff. So like this is insane. This is literally a dream come true. This is literally a dream come true. Like this is crazy. This is really, really crazy. All in all, I wrote something a long time ago with like the crazy psych dream that something like this might happen one day, and it actually did. Like I was just kind of just sitting around, and then it just happened. It's like it's crazy because people like Obama are so influential that I'm just gonna ask him a question. I'm quite simply gonna ask him one question, and he's just gonna answer it, and he's gonna go on with his life. But this is something that's gonna stick with me for the rest of my life. This is just truly a great opportunity and something that not a lot of people get to experience. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's like the story of how I interacted with Obama in some small way. It was insane, but I feel like it's really life changing.
Well, let's do it. Thank you.
Well, the first thing we have to do is turn it over to one of the students from Southern California who has a question. So we want the young people to go first. And there's a young student from Inglewood High School. His name is Tariq Stone, who has a question. So we'll hear his first.
Hi, my name is Streak Stone, and I'm a senior at Inglewood High School, and I'm also an aspiring filmmaker. Right now, we're in a period of being extremely divided, and we're finally starting to see our first signs of hope. President Obama, what do you think is the most important next step in overcoming our differences as a nation?
Tariq, great question. And by the way, you should study Ava's films if you're interested in being a filmmaker. A great role model who's joined us. So since I was, speaking to Tariq and younger people, it's the same thing I tell my daughters. Humans are complicated, and if we only know what we see in a 170 character soundbite over Twitter, maybe it's 140. I never get that quite right, but then it's very hard for us to see them in the round, understand them, and understand both where the differences are and where they come from, but also where the the commonalities are and where we can potentially bridge those differences. Can I say, by the way, when I hear like Grace and Tariq, they are so far ahead of where I was at their age, you know.
Look forward to it.
It was so great for you to do this. I so enjoyed it. And to the young people, to Tariq and Grace, thank you for your wonderful question. Keep doing the great things you guys are doing. We'll be on the lookout for what you accomplish.